Flashbang Studios, Matthew Wegler and Steve Swing.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us at the 11th Annual Independent Games Festival. It's going to be a great night.
The IGF exists to reward innovation and excellence in independent video games. And with the explosion of the indie game scene, the festival is growing every year. And this year in particular has been a massive period of growth in the quality and number of independent game developers. So this time out, we had 226 games entered in the main competition, 145 entered in the student competition, and 105 entered as part of IGF Mobile, which we'll talk a little bit about later. That's a lot of independent game developers.
Indies make the games they want to make, free from external constraint. These are very personal creations.
And what's really awesome is that the world seems to be catching on. We've got game journalists, industry, and even players, and perhaps most importantly players, are beginning to really appreciate independent games. We're starting to see games featured on NPR, we're seeing them in magazines, we're seeing them on the mainstream websites. And the game-playing public is beginning to understand that a tiny team with a brilliant vision can make better games than people with a corporate mandate and millions of dollars to spend. So the world is realizing as much as they love big-budget shooters, that they're hungry for these new kinds of experiences.
Just look at some of last year's IGF winners. Who wouldn't want to play the next game from the world of you guys, the Crayon Physics guy, or the Audio Show player? Dylan, and Patrick to see what they're going to do next. And they've earned it. They made great games.
So we're here tonight to shine a spotlight on this year's finest independent games. And some of these teams will be known to you, and some will be standing in the spotlight for the first time. And while we're here to honor the developers, we must first take a moment to thank tonight's partners that make these awards possible through their sponsorship. These include Platinum sponsor Mountain Dew's Green Label Gaming, Code partner Direct to Drive, which will be giving away its own $10,000 D2D Vision Prize later in the ceremony. Gold sponsor Microsoft X&A, silver sponsor Sony, and Platinum Student Showcase sponsor Digipen.
Yeah.
This year, we're giving away a record $55,000 in prize money across 8 prize categories, including the ever-popular Audience Award, the first Innovation Nuovo Award, and of course the Seamus McNally Grand Prize, which Platinum sponsor Green Label Gaming has kindly added $10,000 to this year, upping it to $30,000. Well, we won't be handing out the awards because they aren't nearly charming enough, but we know who is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the IGF Awards, Bear Wrestler, Space Tourist, fellow dinosaur game developer, and most of all, heroic independent game developer, Andy Schatz of Pocket Watch Games.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Matt and Steve. Let me be clear. Game industry pundits like to slice and dice these awards into indie and AAA. And even as we speak, the diabolical Tim Schafer is standing backstage preparing to divide us, to tell us how different we are from one another. But I've got news for him. Tonight, indies celebrate top-notch console games like Pixel Junkie Eden, and the AAA folks celebrate past IGF titles like Castle Crashers, Braid, and World of Goo. Indie games like Xenoclash use high-end technology, and yes, the AAA folks homebrew their engines. Indies worked for years on games like Cortex Command and Cletus Clay, while the AAA designers boil their ideas down to the FPS viscerality of Left 4 Dead. When I look out across this sea of beautiful game developers, I do not see a AAA game community and an indie community. I see a game development community. That has hope, even in the face of our economic crisis. Hope, even as indie titles like World of Goo suffer a 90% piracy rate, and GameStop sells used games without so much as a thank you to developers. Game developers, if you feel the hope that I do, the hope that we can make a living and make better games, stand together. AAA and indie, and cast aside the divisions of the past, celebrate our achievements as one. who better to bring change to this industry than the game developers of tomorrow, the children whose untarnished dreams will lead us to a better and brighter tomorrow. Oh yes, thank you. These are the 10 Student Showcase winners, one of which will win the Best Student Game Prize tonight. Roll.
Student Showcase finalists. City Rain, Building Sustainability. Universidad Estadual Paulista. The Color of Doom. The Guildhall at SMU. Dish Washington. The National Academy of Digital Interactive Entertainment. Feist. Zurich University of the Arts. Kid the World Saver. University of Southern California, IMD. TAG, the Power of Key. The Unfinished Swan, University of Southern California, IMD. Where is My Heart? University of South Florida. Winds of Orbis. Carnegie Mellon Entertainment Technology Center. Site Squared. Technische Universität Berlin.
And the Best Student Game goes to Tag Power Paint.
Up there. You got that? Sure.
Especially our professors, Ben, Rachel, Chris, thanks a lot. And this is Ben. My sisters, and
everyone that tested the game, thank you very much.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Welcome to the industry. The